How are you guys?
We're tired.
Tired?
We just
Yeah.
got
Long
home a
days.
couple of days ago from RageCon. That
Yeah.
was like our first big major convention, and it was
Yeah.
huge and it was exhausting,
Yeah.
but it was great.
Where
It was
where
so
was
great.
RageCon?
Reno,
Oh, okay.
Nevada.
Oh, Nevada.
Specifically at the Grand Sierra Resort casino and
Nice.
whatnot. And so it was the 10th year for RageCon, so it was like, well, why not, make it a thing and try it out? And so we're like, yep. We got there and met so many awesome people, like other vendors, and then like people attending. I know there was a couple specifically that as soon as vendor hall opened and they finally arrived and saw our table, they didn't want to leave. Like the guy kept coming back and his partner is just like,
The military couple.
no, the other one.
Oh, 'cause I know the military guy came back like
Yeah.
4 times.
But like the guy kept coming back and he's like, this is how I need it. And she just like, but we have other conventions that we're going to. And it's like, yeah,
It was
A
the
true
military
dice
couple.
goblin.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah.
military guy, he just liked one specific
Yeah.
chunk, and he just kept coming back and eyeballing it like
Mm-hmm.
maybe he didn't
Yeah.
end up buying it,
No.
but he'll probably get it when we put it on our
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, probably. So,
So yeah, we
And
picked
that
that convention too because it just happened to be on the same date as the 1 year anniversary of my double mastectomy. So we were also celebrating my 1 year cancer free.
Yep.
So I was like, that
Congrats.
date works perfectly. That's the convention. That's the one we're going to. That's how I want to celebrate it.
yeah.
that's
So I was cool
awesome.
for that too.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, before we get into all of your story and the origin story behind the Nat20 Dicery, I just wanted to give everyone a big welcome to another episode of The Parking Lot. My name is Sarah, and we have Jonathan, and today we're joined by Rob and Poe from Nat20 Dicery. So welcome. We're really excited to talk to both of you today. And Poe, I know you have quite a wild story. Would you like to tell a little bit of that or share some of that and how you kind of started getting into this adventure with Rob and creating dice?
Well, that's a conglomeration of about 3 stories. The first one being that I call him Bob, that I met Bob on TikTok like about 5 years ago or so, and I saw just a cute silly. I don't know if anyone remembers when they were doing that ring light thing, where you had
Oh
like the ring light
yeah.
go up. He made like a joking nerd version, where he didn't take his shirt off.
Me too.
You weren't joking though.
I saw the one where he didn't take his shirt off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so disappointed. And he wrote some really sweet response, just like, oh, I would hate to ever disappoint you. And made like a reply video where he did take his shirt off. And so from there, we started talking. And I think it was only like a week or two later, I flew him out here to hang out for a week. And then he went back to Michigan from California, packed everything, and drove out here. And he's been here ever since. And then, let's see, was it almost a year ago that we got married? That we
Yeah.
had our hand fasting.
Yeah.
So right around the holidays last year, we had
No,
our
two.
2 years ago, we had our hand fasting. And then shortly thereafter, like 2 or 3 months later, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had 2 tumors in one breast, one tumor in the other breast, um, similar to each other, but there was no tracing, so it's not like it was metastasis or
Mhm.
anything. So it was actually two separate cancers. So I chose to have a complete double mastectomy. I also have a little sister who has stage 4 inflammatory invasive breast cancer. So I've been through all that with her for the last 8 years. So that impacted my decision to go ahead and just go flat and get them gone. So that happened. And so we were like, after that, kind of recovering and looking for a little pick me up, something fun to do. And we thought, like, how fun would it be if we just made some dice for ourselves? That sounds like a great craft. We're crafty people. So we went out. We actually have a video on our YouTube of us going out to like purchase all the supplies and kind of making fun of what actually happened. But by the time we went and bought all the supplies we needed just to make the dice we wanted for ourselves, we realized like we just spent like $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you know what? We just need to make this a business now.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do because this is way too expensive. We have to earn some of our money back.
Yeah, not to mention like just to get masters made of dice,
Mhm,
so you can mold
mhm,
them and start pouring them yourself.
mhm.
We were looking it up, and it was like $300, $400, $500 just for the masters. And that was like, oh, well, it's like, oh, $300, but you have to, sand them and polish them and everything yourself. If you want us to do that, it's going to be another like $250 or whatnot. And so it was around Christmas time, and we're just, we're like, well, this, they just 3D print them. Let's just look. And happened to have been a sale that Elegoo was having, that the resin printer
Yep.
at the time with the sale was less than what the masters would have been. So we're just like, we're gonna do that. And then like literally 2 weeks later, it was, well, let's get a filament printer too, because dice towers and everything
Mhm.
else. And so yeah, then it's like, wow, we're 4,000 deep into this hobby.
Time to start a business.
Let's start a business.
Well,
And
and that's a good segue too, because we just found out that actually, while we were at RageCon, one of the more interesting bits of information we got was that one of the major people who was producing masters for all the dice makers is going out of business. Like they've had a lot of health problems.
Oh.
So the community kind of lost this beacon of where to go to get their masters printed. And you always need new masters. You want to change your designs, whatever. So because we have the resin printer and now have so much experience, we're going to start offering that on our website for other dice makers. In fact, a couple that we already talked to at RageCon who need new masters, who are the ones that told us, like, we don't know where to get them now because the person everybody went to isn't doing it anymore. So that's one new thing that we have upcoming in this next month or so is publishing all the information. So we'll be able to provide that to the dice making community at a reasonable fee, not the $300.
no.
Right.
Nothing against that producer. I have no idea what they had
Yeah.
invested and everything else. But we'll be able to do it at a reasonable fee so that people will still be able to continue making new dice and things like that.
Yeah.
That's
I love
incredible.
that story.
Yeah. I was going to say, so after all of that and all of that investment, here you thought it was going to be a simple hobby. And
Well, and then we had the realization too, after all the cancer and everything else, like we only have however many years we have on
exactly.
the planet and whatever. And we want to spend it together. Like we're
Mhm.
disgusting, I know, but we actually really enjoy spending time together still. after
You are
all
not
this.
at all. You clean
So
up well.
we're really,
Oh, yeah, no, we're pretty gross.
we're pretty gross, but so we really want to spend a lot of time together. So it's a way to hopefully eventually be able to afford to have him home from work and with me.
Yeah.
Which is another funny segue because as a result of going to RageCon, even though he requested his time off and did everything appropriately, they fired him from his job. So we have so many cool upcoming projects as a result. We
But
are
I'm home.
He's home and it's
But
amazing.
I'm home now.
And
Silver
we have,
lining,
we want.
blessing in disguise.
Yep.
So we've been working, like we literally just made 4 or 5 new sets of masters.
Oh, yeah.
So we can offer dice for Vampire the Masquerade and Battletech and all kinds of other things. So we're taking this as an opportunity or maybe a sign from whatever you believe in
Yeah.
that this is the direction. So we
Yep.
have this period of time to really see how far
Yeah.
we can take this. We want to try everything.
Yeah.
We want to go to
Yeah.
all the conventions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jonathan and I just recently interviewed Nick Garcia, who did a documentary that's going to be premiering at Gen Con. And he kind of started all of this because he was out of work as well. And someone said to him, when will you ever have this opportunity to do something that you're passionate about, that you've kind of already started playing and tinkering with, and you can just do it full time? Like just do this and see where it takes you. And he's premiering his documentary at Gen Con in August, which is incredible. And he's already in the works with doing a follow-up to that documentary. So this, I know it's devastating, but it could definitely be a step in the direction that you want to go and now provide you an opportunity to have more time to create.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah. I said, like, life doesn't always give you what you want, but it usually gives you what you need. And maybe this was the kick we needed to really, I mean, it's only been a few days that we've been home and we've already just overhauled like the entire business.
Wow.
We're redoing our masters, making them even better, even cleaner. Like, so yeah, it's really been an opportunity. And we're in a kind of a unique position, and I won't go into all of our financial details because it's probably not all that relevant to everyone, but we're in a unique position where we can safely take the next 6 months to a year and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have this time where we can just devote all of our time and energy to something that we really love and we're really passionate about. and see where we can take it. And I think like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because you took a hobby and you actually like took the extra steps to go forward. I have a resin printer and a PLA printer, and they're in a closet somewhere right now. I was like, I want to do 3D printing, and then I printed like 3 things, and I was like, this isn't fun. And into a closet they went. But like to take that and say, I'm going to take the next step, I'm going to take the next step. So many people are risk adverse because, owning your own business is scary.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just want to go out and say, I will take the safety and security of a paycheck every other week from someone and play it safe. But taking the risk is such an amazing journey. And watching you guys say, like, we did this thing, and obviously you didn't go into the con thinking I'm going to lose my job, not a big deal, but you're
Yeah.
still taking these risks and then, just moving forward. And kudos to both of you. That is awesome.
I asked him afterwards too. I was like, if you would have known you were going to lose your job for going, would you have gone? He was like, yeah.
Three times over.
So
I'd have done.
we're good with it. And we're kind of uniquely suited because he has been playing Dungeons and Dragons since he was how old?
12.
Since he was 12.
And
Right before I got diagnosed, just graduated with my MBA with specialization in project management. So it's like between the business know-how and the creative know-how, and I've been crafting. I used to own a business refinishing furniture. So I've been dealing with, crafting and that kind of stuff for my whole life. So it's like we kind of have all the skill set between the two of us, and it's just a matter of putting it together.
Yep.
And skill sets you might not use at the jobs that you previously had either.
Right.
Correct.
How much research did you have to do on creating the dice and the masters and starting all of this? Because I'm sure every hobby comes with a learning curve, but dice to me, the more I've learned about the whole process, the more I realize how involved it is and why they are so expensive. There's so much time that goes into creating them.
We literally, like, right before we came in here, we're doing more research.
Yeah.
Because we designed a new style, like a new shape of dice.
Ooh.
We're trying to figure out how do we have to change our molding?
Yeah.
How do we have to change the way that we pour those dice? Do we have to use screw mold? Do we have to, like, I countless hours. I wouldn't even
Before we
hundreds of hours.
Before we got started, and again, we started this 6 months ago. Prior to that, prior to actually getting everything and spending all the money and getting things going and pouring our first maybe three YouTube videos. I think it's pretty much what we did for research prior to saying let's do this.
We don't recommend that.
No.
That
You don't like
definitely
learning
not.
the hard way? It's so weird.
It's the expensive way.
Oh yeah.
We made our first logo, and I think we had to change it maybe 6 times before it finally was coming out good in dice.
Yep.
Each of those times we were pouring molds.
Brand new mold.
Cost a lot of money. That's one of the most expensive parts. Like the resin isn't terribly expensive, but the mold making material is incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
So we made so many molds that are unusable before we finally got that figured out. And then literally just after AgeCon, one of the main reasons we redesigned our masters, which literally just got printed and are getting set to get cured, is because our font wasn't the easiest to ink.
No.
And so it's things like that that you unfortunately won't even be able to tell from watching videos. I don't know that anyone goes to that in detail and in depth. You will definitely have trial and error along the way. So if you're trying to start making dice, just make sure you plan like a little bit of extra budget because it never goes right the first time.
Nope.
But just don't give up. That's the most important part is don't give up because you can make it work. Just apply a little logic, figure out what went wrong, use Reddit forums. I can't even tell you how welcoming and helpful the dice making community has been.
Oh, yeah.
I really thought going into it that when we got on TikTok, all those places, people would be trying to like hide their proprietary secrets of how they do their dice, how they make their molds. We literally had a dice maker reach out to us after our first not very great molds and say, and she was so sweet. She said, "You're making some really lovely kind of matte style dice that aren't shiny. Those are gorgeous. But if you did want to make shinier dice, I'd be happy to help you polish your masters." And so I was like, that is the sweetest way
Yeah.
to say that our dice suck that I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
But she was so nice.
Oh yeah, super nice.
We
about
shipped
it.
her off our masters, and she probably, I don't even know how many hours, but having someone polish her masters is usually several $100s.
Yeah.
And we'd sent
Yeah.
her masters, regular dice, blanks, chunks, chunk blanks, a whole, and she polished all of them to a mere shine and
Oh.
sent them back to us.
Oh yeah.
So, and I can't even tell you how many people have answered questions or told us how they do a pour, told us what silicone they use for their molds,
Oh, yeah.
everything. They've been
just
open,
They share so much.
open with any of their resources. They're like, this is the mica powder I use. This is what works great for a tea tree. Like, and so really, if anybody's looking to get into it, whether it's on a business level or just a personal level, ask the dice makers
Oh,
because you will be shocked how
Oh, yeah.
much information they are fully willing to divulge to you, and it will save you so much money
Yep.
and time to like tap into that wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, it's
Or
amazing to
message
see how
us.
many
We'll
people
help.
want you to succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this community, I mean, again and again, everyone that we talk to on the podcast or when we've been at cons, across the board, everyone just always says how incredibly welcoming this entire community of D&D, TTRPG, even the creators for Dice, or like Andy of Dodeca Donuts, he was talking about when he first started his business and he needed to make enamel pins. He had no idea where to start, and he was at a con and someone was like, "Oh, let me give you the number to my pin guy, and let me give you the number to this person here."
Exactly.
This community is just so welcoming. So that's incredible that you had someone reach out to you to help you like that, especially when you're starting out, because you've only been doing this for like 6 months, right? Which is unbelievable.
6 months.
And we have
Unbelievable.
right now somebody we met through TikTok that's actually somewhat local. Like
Yeah.
we have his masters printing on our
Yeah,
website
his masters are
for
printing.
free. We just want to help him out. He makes
Mhm.
amazing dice, but he's
Yeah.
using those like Wish, or Amazon
Dice
you know,
molds
Steve
and
Dice
everything.
molds. And so we like helped him get his logo together.
Yeah.
We helped design his masters.
Yeah.
They're literally, I think they're on the print plate done right now, waiting to get taken
Yeah, I
out.
think they
and
just finished
get
maybe like
launched.
10 minutes ago, but yeah, they're there. And it's just, like he's a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
Why not? Just help
Right.
him out.
And he won one of our competition,
And yeah, he won one of our dice giveaway competitions
for coffee and gave him
for
his shot.
we gave away a 55 millimeter trunk dice.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, we'll just, you're NorCal. It's, 2.5 hours later, we finally met up with them and, handed it off.
But it was
it's
really
just
cool gaming coffee shop.
It was really
It
cool.
was worth the 2.5
Yeah.
hours just to find the.
But just to be able to, be like, hey, this is what we do, but you want to do it, and that's all he does. He even said like he puts his dice in that coffee game shop, whatever that they have out there, and that's it. Like
Mhm.
other than that, he's a stay-at-home dad. So it's like, you're not doing much. Like we see the prices on your dice, they're awesome, and if you're making little bits here and there, and that's fine. So we'll do what do you want on your, how do you want your master? Send
Yep.
us a logo. We'll
Help him up his game.
yeah. And like as soon as we got back and we started the print for it and getting it all ready, I texted him. I said, your print is, it's on there, it's going. Get ready for the big leagues, bro. Just to hype him up. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God, are they done? Are they done? Like he's in on it. And
all the opportunities for collaborations too that
Oh
we've
my
been involved
goodness.
with.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everything from we sponsor several podcasts with
Yeah.
dice for their giveaways and things like that.
Yeah.
And even at RageCon, there's her name's Amber. I don't remember who she's with exactly.
It was another D&D type podcast. I can't remember the name of it, but they were in relation to where we were. They were 4 booths behind us, but they were having some sort of roll. If you roll a Nat20, you get a prize.
Mhm.
And literally after day 1, they're like, we don't have prizes anymore.
No.
And so we're just like,
we have D20.
we have D20s.
Right.
Yeah.
We have spin downs. We have
Yeah.
barrels and crystal sets, and we gave them a bunch of cards and wrote put some sort of marker on it and said,
Mhm.
put it in your prize pool. Send them down. They'll get 15 $15 off anything at our table.
And
And
free spin down or D20.
Yeah.
And I think we probably on their behalf gave away like 15 or 20 D20.
yeah, at least.
But
at least
as a
that.
result, she works really closely with the people who do like KublaCon and PacificCon. And so some of those, you need like an invitation basically or
Yes.
a
Yep.
recommendation.
Yeah.
So we are now recommended for
That's awesome.
KublaCon. So we're gonna try to go to KublaCon,
Yep.
PacificCon,
Yep.
and all of those West Coast conventions that are coming up. And at least KublaCon, we're talking about possibly sharing booth space with them and continuing to provide our D20s as
Yeah.
their prizes. But and then even Fat Guys, the dice maker that we're making his masters, he makes these adorable tiny little square dice, and
Yeah,
we're
mini dice.
collaborating with
Mhm.
him to put some of those in some chunks that we have and make some interesting things.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
So just all the different ways to collaborate
yeah.
with different people. There was a jewelry designer there who also does scale mail that's amazing, and she came over and wanted to use one of our D20s because she wants to design a necklace clasp so that she could use our D20s in her jewelry.
Inside, yeah.
So it's like so many different ways that people are just willing to work with each other and
Awesome.
lift
I
each
don't know
other
if
up, you know.
I don't know if cons are more exciting just to attend and see everyone, or when you start knowing and having connections, and then it's like just a huge party, like, oh, I know that person, and I remember this person from 2 cons ago, and it's a lot of fun. We've,
Lot
yeah,
of fun. And
we,
being a con goer, like my first convention was Motor City Comic Con when I was 17, and I went to that every single year until I was 30, I think it was. And so like being an attendee for so many years,
Mhm.
it's great. Being a
Mhm.
vendor once, vending is
Was
it
wild.
because you're there like for the entire time and you have all that you have time to be able to meet people and talk to people and figure out what their joy in our space, I guess you would say, is. Like there were just so many people that came up and were like, oh, just looking at one die or one set of dice and whatnot.
That
And
was the funnest thing. You would see people
yeah.
come up and look
Oh
at a
yeah.
set of dice and just watch their face light up. And we did a lot of stuff while we were there where it's like we had a $70 set of dice and the girl was just like, oh my gosh. But she like you could tell she was struggling with the price point of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I told her, I was like, if you pull from our mystery goblin sack, which was like $20 or $30 cheaper than that dice set, I was like, I will put that into your prize pool. So if you don't like
Aw.
what you pull, you can pick it. So we'd find ways to
Yeah.
without like,
Sure.
making people
Absolutely.
feel bad
Oh, yeah.
with their money situation to try
Yeah.
to make everything affordable.
'Cause-
And that's something really important to me, especially. I'm sure it's important to you
Oh, yeah.
too. Because we both grew up without a ton of money. And
Mhm.
so we always want to make sure we have things at our table that are affordable
Mhm.
to anybody because I know when we go to conventions, you want to bring home something. It could be a
Yeah.
silly little
Yeah.
doodad.
Mhm.
But so we have little tiny like axolotl prints that are $3. So we make
Yeah.
sure that we have something, even
like
with our
that.
dice. We have like the D20s that are only $15. We have little barrel and crystal sets that are only $15. So we really try to have something
Yeah.
at every price point because we don't want anyone. We have $5 resin skulls, $5 necklaces.
Yep.
We don't want anybody to walk away from our table wishing they could have gotten something cool and not being
Mhm.
able to afford it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that's
mean, the
great.
con
fun
is
too because we
expensive in
collaborated
itself.
on for
Cons are
sure,
expensive.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We even found like interesting collaborations that weren't necessarily dice related because one of the other dice makers that wants us to print their masters for them, we found out that they love mead, and that's one of the other things we do is we brew mead.
Yep.
So we have like gallons and gallons and gallons of mead because we love to brew, but we barely drink.
Yeah.
So we have gallons of all different flavors of mead.
yeah.
So it was really cool to like get to talk with them about that. And they're from California too, although they're a few hours away. So we're gonna meet up with them when we print their masters and have lunch or something. So it's actually like added to our social life too to get to meet
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
people. And we also kind of homestead. Our whole dream is we actually had offers in on houses in West Virginia when I got diagnosed that we had to withdraw from because we didn't know how my treatment plan was going to go.
Mhm.
Sure.
Um, but we want to get like 40 acres and we want to homestead and we want to have a whole dice shop there and we want to have
Yep.
camping and D&D events and D&D weddings and everything. So that's kind of the ultimate dream that this is all pointing towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, on our little quarter acre that we have here, we have meat rabbits, we have chickens for eggs, we have a giant garden, we make mead, we do all kinds of preserving and everything else. So it was really kind of cool that, like the intersection of some of the things that we enjoy and getting to share that with other people while
Mhm.
we're there. was really fun. And it's
Yeah.
we met a lot of people that I feel like we're gonna have lasting friendships with that are about more than just dice and D&D. That might be at the core, but where we have so many other things in common.
So what I'm hearing
Absolutely.
is you guys have a lot of free time.
No, we don't.
And we did all of that when he was working full time.
Yeah.
So just imagine what we're going to be able to do now that he's home full time.
Yeah, because brewing takes maybe 20 minutes to put all the stuff in the jug,
Yeah.
and then you set it aside for 6 months and you don't touch it.
That's
right.
So
Sort of.
you know the plant, like the homestead whatnot. You feed an animal, you're good for the day. You plant a seed and set up the watering. That's automatic, and you
He's
just
making it sound way
He
simpler
is.
than it is.
I'm
So
just saying,
easy.
like it's not
So
at
easy.
all.
Too easy.
Nothing.
So easy. Just do it.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I'm gonna go
Not
get
at
another
all the free
full-time
time that
job,
we have.
another part-time job. Do you guys need
Jonathan,
anything? I got time. So,
Jonathan,
Bobby, I
I'm
have some things.
I'm expanding the garden.
Yeah.
We're getting chickens. Like don't worry about
You
it.
guys should be
Yeah.
fully self-sufficient.
Yeah,
and
get some
have a full-time
chickens. I
job.
mean,
We,
the price
I
of eggs
mean,
and everything.
Super
we
easy.
have a huge garden here that I have every year, and I do a lot of canning and dehydrating and everything. So it's
We literally probably
definitely.
just put up like, oh, I should send you the pictures. We have zucchini like that. It's incredible. But
It
we
literally was a
so
good
many. We
like
put up
2 foot
pounds and
zucchini
pounds
that
and
was like
pounds of
this big
zucchini
around.
yesterday.
Yeah, they
was
just keep
Wow,
growing
and
until you
pickle.
pick them. They
They're
just keep going and
insane.
going.
Yeah.
So much food.
So
Oh, yeah.
what have been, I mean, it's only been 6 months, but you guys, I feel like your story is what you would hear from someone who's been doing this for years and years, all compact
feels
into
like
6
it.
Of course
months.
it does.
It literally feels like years already.
What do you think would be, like a big takeaway moment, like a big lesson that you learned that maybe you could share with someone who's new to coming into this creative space, whether it be the making dice or maybe something else, like a big lesson. Like if I could do this again, this is what I would do.
My biggest takeaway, even though this is cheesy, is just literally don't give up. There's so many times where we were just like, this isn't working. This isn't working. We're never going to get this right. Even with things like getting a really good finish on our dice. You try one method and it's not working. Your dice are coming out looking horrible. Whatever you're going into. If other people can do it, you can do it. You just need to find the right path. And sometimes the best path is talking to the people who you see who are doing it right and just asking them flat out how they're doing it so you can avoid making a bunch of mistakes. Yeah. But that'd be the biggest thing to me. It's like, after our first couple of attempts, I was like, oh, maybe this isn't for us. We can't make our dice that shiny. We can't get our paint smooth. What's going wrong with maybe we just can't do this? Like, no, if other people can do it, so can you. Nobody else is more talented than you are. Nobody else has an innate ability to make dice.
Yeah.
Everybody learns. So just don't give up. Keep going. Ask the people that have been doing it for a while. If they won't help you, ask somebody else. There's a million dice makers out there. Somebody will help you.
Yep.
And there's likely also a YouTube video.
There's
Almost
probably
anything.
many YouTube
Almost
videos.
anything. So utilize those free resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay on the YouTube.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think the biggest for me would be just don't fret your failures. So like in the case of us, we make dice and outside of our prints, if those fail, then garbage. But like as far as the dice go, like if you think it's a failure because it didn't, it's like, oh, I wanted it to look like this with these colors and whatnot, and it did something different because dice never do, resin never does what you want it to do the first time. If that happens, don't like, okay, we'll try it again, but don't, there's someone in the world that may like those dice. That color, that design, how it looks, something there's someone that would look at that and goes, those are mine.
That's what I was gonna say, is that we've heard that from other dice makers
so many.
too.
Yeah.
Is that no matter how ugly you think a dice is, somebody's gonna think it's gorgeous. So don't stress yourself out about it. Like, make the best dice you can make, but if there's mistakes in it, first of all, other people probably aren't gonna notice it. No one's dice are perfect. I won't name, but there's super people that are like at the top echelon of the dice making community.
Or so they think.
No, those are nice people.
Oh, okay.
these are nice people. So we're gonna believe the best in them. I've never talked to them, but some of the really expensive dice makers who are expensive for a good reason. Everything I've seen from them is
Yeah.
gorgeous. But I've talked to other dice makers who own some of their dice from that very expensive person, and they'll say like it's maker's marks. Like it's not imperfections, it's maker's marks. That's what makes your dice
Yours.
special.
Yeah.
It's whatever little problems in your molds or whatever else. So just look at it that way. Like nobody's dice are perfect. Nobody's anything that they make is perfect. Just make it the best you can make it. And we literally had. Oh, I mean, our dice are perfect.
Yeah, no, ours are perfect. Oh,
Other
Flawless.
people's dice.
Flawless. Everyone else, though.
yeah, we're good.
We
Pristine.
had a whole set of dice that literally turned out so muddy and so ugly, and the ink was hideous. They were the most abysmal dice I've ever seen in my life. And, marketing,
Yeah.
I posted them as bog water dice. I was like, these are supposed to look like they were like from the swamps of Louisiana.
Yeah.
They've been around for generations. They've been rolling, sold instantly.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sold instantly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there is somebody, no matter what you're making, there's somebody that's going to absolutely love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
You
think,
just have to market it properly.
I mean, marketing is really everything. And, Jonathan and I have been doing our YouTube channel and everything with Legends of the Tabletop for a little over a year, but we say all the time, having your own business is so challenging because you have these high highs, you make a great connection and do an amazing collaboration, and then the next day it's like whatever you just attempted to do the day before just fell flat and you're devastated. So it's a constant like highs and lows, roller coaster all the time. And Jonathan always strives for like 1% better. 1% better. If you do more than that, that's fantastic. But every time we do a podcast, every time we record on our table, just 1% better. Like, how can we improve on the lighting? How can we improve on the sound? Like, what can we tweak? What graphics can we adjust? It's a constant learning experience.
Yeah, and
For sure.
no one's successful overnight. And if you
No.
are, it's a fluke that 0.0001% of the population has hit. And normally those people aren't going to last, because you just
Right.
struck gold on something random. But the people that put that grind in every single day and they've been there and they're like, hey, man, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you think it's instant success for me, but it hasn't been. It's been a grind. So you guys just being 6 months in is like your babies.
We
Like
have to remind ourselves of that sometimes because we'll get frustrated. Like,
Yep.
it's going to be hopefully a lot better now that he's home. But when he was working full time, it would be very frustrating because we had just these tiny little snippets of time to work on the business. And so we get frustrated all the time with like, why aren't we moving faster? Why aren't we progressing faster? Why do we not have these molds made yet? Why can we not do this yet? And we've had to remind ourselves, like, we've only been doing this for 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
to go from, I literally just brought it up to him yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, we were talking about the convention and how much we had made at the convention versus how much we'd invested in the business. And I was like, in less than 6 months, we've paid off all of our starting capital, like everything for getting started and starting business up. I was like, that's phenomenal, like to be basically just like profitable at this point. Like you always, reinvest in your business, but to have
Yeah.
all the machines that we need to have, the pressure pot, the molds, all that stuff, and that's all paid for itself. And now we're just all to the good. Like, we're like super lucky.
Yeah.
Or have worked super hard, or a combination of both.
Yeah.
Here come those 40 acres and your farm.
We're getting
You're
close.
working towards
It's
it.
coming.
We're getting close.
It's coming.
And that's really awesome too, because when you started, you started doing this for a reason with a hobby, and then you're like, let's spend more time together. And you were working full time, and then started doing all of this, and now you're able to actually spend all of this time together with your business, and then you can actually see your goal ahead of you. Like you're getting there, and you're getting closer, and it's all just within 6 months. So that's awesome. Jonathan, we're going to start making dice. So Legends of the Tabletop is done.
No, we're not. This is
I
all
know,
you
I
guys.
tell you anything.
No,
I
all
tell
you
not to
guys.
do anything.
I'm not making dice.
We know people
did
that
a
make
lot.
masters if you need. That's true.
I'll call you guys. I'll
Maybe
call you
we
guys
get
later.
some, Legends of the Tabletop dice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For
I'll text you later. We'll do our own conversation without Jonathan. What
Starting another company.
You know what? Why not? We already have several. It's fine. What is like a day in the life of the Nat20 Dicery? Like, how does the whole process from the beginning when you think about, I have an idea for a really beautiful, cool dice, to it actually coming to fruition, and when you take it out of that mold and you have it in your hand?
Well, it's kind of a couple of different questions. Like a day in the life of, we literally just sat down last night at like 10 o'clock at night because now that he's not working, we're like, we should make some kind of a schedule
Yeah.
for ourselves so we could stay
Yeah.
on task and make sure we're still taking time off.
Mhm.
So we went through and did that. Every Sunday we do dinner and dice live on
Yes, you do.
TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
And so that's a lot of fun. Like we make dinner, like kind of whatever our followers want to see us make or want to force us to eat. And then we demold a bunch of dice. So our Saturdays we do like full pours. Sundays we are usually preparing for that.
Yeah.
And then between the other days, generally in the morning, it's getting up, checking both the printers, like getting another dice tower started on the filament printer, getting the next set of minifigures going on the resin printer, having coffee for me taking meds, feeding all the animals, and then doing whatever dice related projects for the day. So it might be sanding dice, it might be putting dice into the polisher, it might be taking them out of the polisher and scrubbing them, it might be jewelry polishing them, it might be sanding chunks. Generally includes pouring full molds of dice, and demolding the dice that were poured the day before. So that's just a kind of generic overview
Yeah.
of the by the day. Like if we want to make a new dice project, which is what we've been really working on now, it involves either him 3D modeling the dice and putting like the font, all that kind of stuff on them, or if it's something that we don't know how to do, reaching out to like friends that we have in the community that will help us, which is what we did for some of ours this time. And then putting them into a program and positioning them and supporting them properly so that we could put them into the resin printer.
Yep.
And then you have to water cure them in a cure station and let them sit for a day or two. And then they have to be meticulously sanded and hand polished before you can make molds of them. And then once the molds are made, then you're kind of off to the races. You can start pouring them and going through the whole process after that of the sanding, the polishing, and everything. So right now we have our standard masters that we just completely redid, new font, new everything. Logo's still the same, but new font, new sizing, new shapes for our standard sets of dice. Those just got printed. They're waiting to be water cured and sanded and polished so we can make new molds of those. But we have upcoming crystal style dice full sets, shard style dice full sets, Battletech dice, complete sets of Vampire the Masquerade dice.
Yep.
A complete set of odds dice, like 3,
Odd-sided,
5,
yes.
7,
3s, 5s, 7s, all the way up 11, 16, 19, and 40-sided dice.
2 packs of
So
6-sided dice, the cubes, lots of those. 2 packs of the rhombic cube dice. Kind of redoing, we just redid all of our chunk sizes. I finally got him to make me a 100 millimeter chunk.
I gave in.
Nice.
So the most enormous chunk you can imagine, that's going to be coming soon. So
Prior to
That's exciting.
we had a 55 millimeter chunk
Yep.
and a 78 millimeter chunk, and it was almost every day. It was, so we're gonna do the 100 millimeters now. Just, the 100 millimeter every day, the 100 millimeter. And so when we were like, we're just gonna redo them all. We're gonna make, the chunks are getting chunkier.
they are.
So now we're looking at 65, 85, and 100 millimeters. I shouldn't even ask for that one. I was just like, I'm just gonna do it. Here's 100 millimeters.
We're also working on making molds for liquid cores. So our liquid cores are going to actually
Nice.
fit the shape of our dice. They won't be those circular ones.
Mhm.
They'll be the shape of the dice. So when you have a chunk, like 90+% of that chunk is going to be liquid core, and it'll only have like a thin outside layer.
So
of
instead of
10%.
that orb in the middle that you see,
Yeah.
we're just gonna have essentially a blank that matches the exact style, shape of the die, and so like the entire die will be liquid
We're
inside.
doing a lot of other new stuff too. Some of it's like a little more specific to like us needing to find more conventions and places in person to sell now that he's home. So some of those things might be like craft fairs and things like that. So we're starting to go a little more into like the jewelry making, like the D20 pendants and earrings and all those kind of things that might sell better at specific venues.
Right.
So, like I said, he's been home like 3 days, and we are just exploding
Pumping out stuff.
with new stuff.
We need to reprint the planters.
Oh yeah,
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days,
Yeah,
and
we in Elective Library planters, people went nuts over them at the conventions.
Gotta print more.
Stuff like that. Like that's the
Yeah.
stuff that we, as far as like an idea for a die or a die style or something, like colors, how it goes from wherever to fruition. It's you see something, like you're watching other. We watch a lot of non-dice
That's true.
resin
That's true.
videos online because there's so many different things that you can do when it's like you got that flat back or something on the whatever resin mold.
Like on a cabochon.
That's the word. There's so many things that you can do with that. It's like, how can we put that on the die?
We do
How
a lot
can we
of
do
that.
this? But as far as like we see something we like there. Either the next pour we do or the pour after that, we do it. It comes out, it doesn't look great. We do it again. Comes out, it doesn't look. There's probably 3 or 4, maybe 9 different pours of attempting that until we get something that we think, okay, this is as close to that, or this is that we saw that we like, and then
Well,
we
to
leave it.
answer a question that you didn't even ask, but he kind of brought up like how maybe we come up with some of the ideas for our
yeah,
dice.
I was going to ask about that
Because
too.
we
Like
are
who's
kind of like-
designing them?
We are a little bit known for having like the most novelty dice because
Oh, yeah.
we put silly stuff in our dice.
That's
We have-
another.
we
The
have
cake
all
sprinkles, ramen,
Cake
yeah,
sprinkles.
yeah.
and all
Ramen.
that.
Yep.
There's a couple of ways that we
Nerds.
come up with. I mean, there's the way that everybody comes up with them, like watching other dice makers, YouTube, all that stuff, and getting inspired. And they do the same thing to us, and I love it. I love it when I see other people doing something similar because it always comes out different, and it's great. But a couple of the ways is, first of all, like we are just so obsessed with dice that literally everywhere we go, like we'll be in a hardware store and we'll be like, "Can I put that in a dice? Will that fit
Yeah.
a dice?
Yep.
Like, do you think I can do
Everything can be dice.
There's
What
a
if I had
bolt.
washers in
Let's
dice?
see if we can put it in a
Yeah.
dice. Yeah.
The truest of all dice goblins. Can we make anything and everything into a dice?
Yep.
At the grocery store, like Fruity Pebbles. Have you
Yeah.
tried putting that in a dice? Yeah. What would happen? What about a hot chocolate dice? What if hot chocolate powder? How can we always everywhere we go?
Yep.
And the other way is, and this has been a surprise to me and really rewarding. We do a lot of giveaways. So we hit 500 followers, 1,000 followers, and all the different platforms have their own giveaways. And one of the first giveaways we did was a full set of dice. And the way we did it was they had everybody make a video telling us what their dream set would look like.
Yeah.
And this was back when we didn't know how to do too many things. But we had somebody ask for dragon skin. We had somebody ask for figures inside of their dice, all kinds of things that we had no clue how to do.
Yeah.
One person was Space Godzilla, Crystal Flow.
Yep.
We were like,
literally the word Space
know.
Godzilla came out of his mouth.
And
And so I'm like, okay,
Done.
I know exactly, like my mom's a huge Godzilla fan, so I knew exactly what he was talking about.
But for that one, as an example, we looked it up, saw what it looked like. I had to anyway to see what it looked like. And we tried a few different things. We ended up developing a technique where we paint the mica in a certain way, like into our blank molds that will make it like stay just around all the edges, but not on the faces. And we're able to make him a glowing, it took a try or two, but because he asked for that, we developed a whole new technique that I haven't seen on YouTube. I haven't seen it on anywhere else. And that's happened a lot for us. Either something that we didn't know how to do and we just messed around with stuff till we got it to work, or where it did make us then go look up a YouTube video like the dragon skin. I had no idea what that even was. I looked it up and I was like, that's really cool.
Yep.
We made dragon skin. Now we have
That's
dragon
awesome.
skins like in our collections all the time. So we've really gotten a lot back from doing those competitions, because when somebody doesn't know about dice making, what you can or can't do, and they're like, just make this. You're like, okay, well, let me figure out how to do that in resin, And
So-
it challenges you. And we've learned a lot from doing just that, just making dice for people that don't know anything about dice making. So they'll ask for the moon and the stars, and it'll be like,
And we
"Let's
figure it
how to do
out.
the moon and the stars.
Yep.
Or the closest we can come,
So with all of that, are there a set of dice that Nat20 Dicery has made that is exclusive to only you guys and we'll never see? because they're like, no, these are the ones that I keep for me.
We don't have those.
After
No.
all of that and buying all the stuff to make dice,
We have yet
we
to make
don't know
ourselves
the
a set of
single
dice.
set our own dice.
We have not yet
Oh.
made dice for ourselves yet.
All these
So,
thousands of dollars later.
As far
so
as what
we don't
is
know
like
dice.
exclusive to Nat20 Dicery, and something that you like, there's nothing here that you couldn't get because we have.
We have some stuff that's kind
Well,
of exclusive,
I mean,
but it's
yeah.
like for other people.
Yeah, it's for
not
other people,
us.
but like we've done like we've got nerds, a full set of dice with nerds, a full set of dice with ramen. We've got a chunk this size with ramen, a 55 millimeter chunk with ramen, cake sprinkles, like
I love the
layered
cake
in
sprinkles.
in a
That
chunk.
was fun.
This one was a one that we did because we worked with a gentleman. He won our giveaway on Instagram and wanted his full set of dice to be each of the evolutions from Pokemon. And so
It
like
took us like a month.
right.
It took
It's
us a month
still
to
like
figure
they're
it out.
still not technically done. Like we still have to polish and ink them, but they're created.
They are really cool.
But then like he does a lot of woodworking, so we are working with
Mm-hmm.
him. And he made us a
Yep.
whole bunch of dice trays that we're going to be able to take to conventions. But as a thank you for how amazing those are, because he is like I would say pretty master level in terms of his
Oh yeah.
his woodworking and his wood burning. We
What's
made
his
him
name?
this. We made him this chunk here that has an EV in it. So this
I'm gonna look up his
you
game.
can't really get this because this is
It's
for
gaming
someone else,
creations,
but
right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Like
Yeah,
it's
Jonathan.
Yeah.
underscore.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
like,
awesome.
there's some
Give him a little shout out.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure. He's awesome.
But I looked it up, it's and the newest seasons of Pokemon actually said that like in the Pokeball they are living their best life and whatever they want in there, like however they're going to be comfortable. So there's an Eevee there out in a field just running, and it looks part of it looks like the top of a Pokeball, and it's like that. I guess if you would count it, would be something that is ours that no one will be able to buy because it's going to someone else.
Yeah, we have
as a gift.
exclusive stuff like that, but not anything for ourselves.
But no, as far as
He
exclusive
also,
things,
Jonathan's also painting some of our miniatures
Yeah.
for us now. So we're gonna
Oh,
have
wow.
Yep.
He's so
pre-painted
talented.
miniatures
Yep.
now. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is
So-
and just a really nice guy on top of it.
Oh yeah. So that's underscore gaming creations underscore.
Yep.
You have to
Yeah.
check out his work. We're talking to him
when we
about
take
doing
those
a
with us-
collaboration right now.
Oh, awesome. That's really good. When
Yeah.
we take those with us, he sent us a bunch of business cards. So
Yep.
we have those set out. So hopefully he can get some custom
Super
work from
talented.
that as well.
Yeah.
But we'll have the full set. He did a huge set of monsters for us, like a D&D monsters pack, and those are going to be getting put.
in that box.
Yeah, those are going to be getting put up on our website, probably in the next day or two or something. But yeah, he's
That's
painting
incredible.
minis for us, so that
Oh,
way
yeah.
we'll have unpainted and painted,
Yep.
depending on what you want to buy.
Yep.
Because I
That's
hate
awesome.
painting minis, so I would totally
I am
be painted.
horrible at painting.
But some people love painting them and want them.
Not
to
good.
I'm just so bad. I'm just so bad.
Jo-
And so it's
Jonathan
like, hey,
Jonathan tries to get me to paint minis and I do. And I have a background in art, graphic design and everything, so I'm not bad, but it's so time consuming and I always feel like they're needed, like 2 days before we're going to be recording a session or an episode and
Yeah.
I'm there at the table until 11 o'clock at night painting. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for things that are that
So
tiny
much
and small.
patience. You need a lot of patience. And you get the little magnifying glass and the tiny little brushes with the 2 hairs on them. Yeah.
Well, my eyesight's already so bad and everything. My hands are shaky, and I have from all my meds I have joint pain and all kinds of stuff. So there's no way mine would it would look like a 2-year-old did it with like a Crayola or something. It would not be good. They would all be clowns.
Well, it's funny because
They're all clown version.
Sarah's always like, John, you can paint as well. And I'm like, okay. And I paint really terribly. But I always say, like, listen, as long as the camera angle is far enough away, you won't see how bad
Yeah.
my
Oh yeah,
painting
no,
is.
it's perfect.
Right.
That's true.
It's
Right.
perfect.
Very true.
That's why I held that die way back here to show you. You know,
This
so
looks
many because
great from over
I
here.
painted that
Yeah.
Eevee that's in there. I painted it.
No, you did good.
It actually looks. No, it doesn't look bad.
I mean,
But like,
you might have your own set of dice when you get to that homestead, and you might do a whole homestead
yeah.
your special dice like just for you.
We're kind of waiting until one like calls to us.
Yeah.
I have one,
Yeah.
and it's in our goblin dice sack.
Yeah.
That I was like, I just want to keep this one. I think that like this could be my one set of dice. But we can never decide because there's so many pretty
Yeah.
ones, and it's one that is so pretty, but it's not what I would pick for myself out of like the different styles of fours that we do.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we'll sell this one. But one day there will be one that we cannot
Yeah.
bring
Yeah.
ourselves to sell. And when that
Yeah.
happens, that will be our dice.
I mean, at the same time, like part of the homestead dream is having a separate area to run like a
Oh, yeah.
Renaissance fair type D&D live action sort of thing, and like with workers and actors, however they want to be called. But then we want like a big building there to be able to like host games as well and have like a library. So maybe if we get that, there might be sets of dice, that we make each other, make ourselves or something. Because
Sure.
five. Oh, why did I say that? No, but so like that might be a decent time to be like, let's make ourselves some dice,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you make mine, I make yours, however we do it, just
Are you gonna
that
make
might
me
be
some dice?
probably. Love with
Yeah.
cloud dice. Every set of dice should make. You know
Oh,
what would make this look better? A cloud.
cloud.
Could we put a cloud in
Can
it?
we put a cloud in it?
you
It's
put
so
cloud in it?
hard to pick dice because if you're a true dice goblin, oh, and you walk past booths at cons or you're scrolling through websites like yours, you're kind of like, "Ooh, oh, that one's nice. Oh, but this one's nice too. Oh, I like this one." And all of them, like you were saying, the maker's mark, like there's certain things that just make specific companies that make dice, businesses that make dice very unique. And I love you have some really cool dice, but honestly, I think the thing that I absolutely love the most is your logo that sits
Absolutely.
on where the 20 should be.
Yep.
When Jonathan and I were watching one of your Sunday dinner and dice reveals, and
Luckily,
you
that
had and you had in the background the dice
Oh, yeah.
goblin logo that was burned
Yeah.
onto the wood, that Jonathan was like, that is really cool. I love that with the glasses and the ears. I love goblins. I think they're
Yeah.
adorable.
But I mean, like it's like it's a dice. It's dice goblin. You
Yeah.
always put those together,
Yeah.
and we're nerds. And we both wear glasses. It's like, you know what? It's a nerd. He's a nerdy goblin.
Nerd goblin.
He's a nerdy goblin because you don't really see those. So
Right.
All the stuff we're working on right now is for conventions because we have the Goblin Mystery Sack where you get to choose like
Yep.
mystery dice. But
I
he's
love that
actually
idea.
building like a big stand for it, so like
Almost like a gallows type
Mhm.
whatnot. It's gonna
that
hang
holds
off of
like
there.
the sack up and everything.
Yeah.
Like we're working on so many different things. Like luckily though, the logo stayed
Yeah.
on everything,
Yeah.
so that is still the same. But
I
a
love
lot of
that
our
logo.
dice shapes, like we even changed some of our standard dice shapes, sizes, as well as shapes of certain dice. Everyone hates that triangle D4, so we did away with that altogether.
No, I love
we
the
have a
triangle
Yes.
before.
The caltrops.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the
Still-
caltrops
I love
are
stepping
gone.
on them.
We still
Like a Lego.
I'll
It
send you a
feels
whole
so
bucket.
good.
Thank you.
I will
I
send you a
love
whole
them.
bucket of them. You can
He
lay
does.
them in your bed and lay on them and everything.
Nice.
But
It'd
yeah,
be
we
like
have it.
acupuncture.
And then we
It'd
have
be
like
great.
Yeah.
crystal style, we have shard style, we have
Yeah.
all kinds of cool stuff coming out so that we'll be hopefully have something that will appeal to everybody.
And it was fun when we were at the convention. It was kind of a what is like it might have been tooting our own horn, but anytime someone would come up, they're like, "Ooh, it's so pretty." I'm like, "Yep." And we're the table with the biggest dice here, and we're the table
Right.
with the the novelty dice because no one else had them.
That's true.
No one else had the big chunk dice like we did. No one else had the novelty dice like we did.
It's just our
So
niche.
it's just
Everybody
fun,
had their own
you
thing.
know.
Yep.
Like the other two dice makers who were there, if I can give them shout outs because they're amazing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is Black Rose Designs.
Mm-hmm.
She and her husband were amazing. They have awesome dice, but
Mhm.
also beautiful wood burn like dice storage boxes and rolling boxes. So like that was something super special at her shop.
Yep.
And then Let's Get Dicey, and she was hilarious and so nice. And she had really cool like silicone ball dice, which were just like a fun novelty, but also the
Oh
most
yeah, I've
gorgeous
seen those.
D20s. The most beautiful D20s, like a perfect size, perfect everything,
Mhm.
such a good polish. Um, so yeah, it's like everybody kind of finds their own thing that they're super, super good at. And so it's like if you want a super shiny, beautiful D20, I'd go like I'd buy ours too, of course. Ours are great. But if if I was in the market for a D20, she makes amazing D20s. If I wanted, a really cool dice box or whatever, I'd go to Black Rose. So
Yeah.
like everybody has their own thing, and ours kind of seems to be just because it's what we like to do, like these weird novelty dice. We have a lot of fun doing them. We have the full set of beer dice, like the brew dice. And that's what the military guy kept coming back for was the chunk. We have a 55 millimeter chunk that looks like it has beer inside of it with foam and bubbles and everything at the
That's
top.
awesome.
So we just like doing silly stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I think
I
that's
think
kind of our little niche is doing all the silly stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this community too, is that, we might all be doing a similar thing. Like we have Legends of the Tabletop, we do a live play D&D on our YouTube channel. You guys have dice. Like there's a lot of people that do those things. But that doesn't mean that like if someone's watching another channel, they might necessarily like it. They might connect with us for some weird reason, and they just happen to like what we do, or like one of us that sits on the table. And then for you with dice, like you were saying, this other person has some really shiny, smooth dice, but someone might just really like those cake sprinkles, or might just think the ramen in a dice is like mind blowing, and they're obsessed with it. So there's so many of us in this community, but it just gives people more of an opportunity to connect with us and like each of us for a very specific reason.
I think that's why a lot of the dice makers feel, well, first of all, everybody just seems to have that spirit of caring about the community. And so I think that's why they share. But on top of that, you're an artist too, like with any kind of artistry, it's like I could tell you step by step how I make my cloud dice.
Yeah.
When you do it, you're going to add a slightly different color blue.
Yep.
You're going to add a
Yep.
slightly different color pink. You're going to do them in a different ratio. Your clouds might be puffier, or they might be streakier, or your dice might be bigger or smaller or different shape. Somebody's going to love what you make, and somebody's going to love what I make. And what's the problem in that?
Nothing.
Like
Yep.
there's no problem in that. Like I want to be inspired by your work. I want you to be
Right.
inspired by my work. Let's all make the most fabulous dice and sell them to all the dice goblins. You know what, dice goblins? They're gonna want your cloud dice and my cloud dice.
And
So
yours.
what's the problem? They're gonna want both
Exactly.
of them, you know?
We want all of the
so-
dice
Now
from
they're gonna want it with
everybody.
my logo. They're gonna want it with your logo. They're gonna want it with
Exactly.
their logo. So it's
Exactly.
just not even really a competition.
No.
You know?
Yeah. So I know you guys have your Sunday dinner that we kind of talked about already with the dice reveals. But do you have any plans for additional like virtual events or kind of community events or things that you want to do in the future that bring more of this community and people together?
A couple of things that we're just starting actually, so it's really good that you asked that question because we literally just talked about this since his employment status changed. We're gonna start doing probably, don't quote me, like probably the first Friday of every month. If not, we'll announce when it's gonna be a live sale on TikTok. How you can do like the TikTok lives and
Yeah.
stuff. Because
Yep.
we love just hanging out with our people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even if nobody buys anything, it'll be fun for us just to show our new stuff for the month. So that's one of the things we have planned. We're planning like a big promotion and interaction for Christmas in July is going to be the next big thing that we have going on. So we have at least one product here that we can show and talk about, like some of the things that we're doing for that. There's the dinner and dice every Sunday. What else? We also just launched our TikTok like subscriptions. So it's only a couple bucks a month,
Nice.
but people who subscribe to us there will get a 20% discount on our site for anything they want, which is huge. They're also going to get subscriber only content, which will include all of our dice fours.
Yep.
So all of the demolds and all that, everybody gets to see. We post those all the time, and they're
Yep.
a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
the, like how we actually pour the dice and stuff, we tell other dice makers whenever they ask us anything. But that's going to be one thing that they can see exclusively. They'll get, early notifications of new products we have coming out, special promotions for subscribers only. So we did just launch that. There's a couple of other things.
We'll fill this in with commercial
We
break.
can talk about.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
wasn't sure if we
commercial
talked
break.
about it yet. I just wasn't sure if we were going to talk about it yet or not. We're going to be launching an OF account
Yep.
Okay.
for our dice.
For our
Nice.
dice.
For our dice.
Oh, I thought Bob was going to take his shirt off.
Oh no.
He already got me. Why would he need to do that?
That's how he gets everybody else. Like, oh, that guy's shirtless. I'm buying the dice.
That's how you get the 40 acres right there.
Right?
Yeah. But no, like we did a number of our first bit of dice pours. We're just fun people, and like we would film the pour, and when you do the pour, you put a little bit extra on the lid to make sure that there's no voids and everything. And when you put the lid on top of your mold, it squishes out, and we would add some
Questionable music.
music to
Sure.
it, and
Absolutely.
then
I get
take
that.
we put it in the pressure pot, we take the pressure pot back to the bedroom and put it next to a fireplace and a bottle of wine, or dress it up in like mask and
Yeah.
lingerie or
Branding
something.
prop.
Yeah, like and we would hashtag it
Don't
dice.
that's why we have all these things.
We would hashtag it dice porn, spelled POURN. And so
Porn.
so
Yeah.
now
Wow.
and so we're gonna kind of do that
We're gonna launch
on the site. But that's all it's gonna be. It's just a bunch of just fun, like how we poured your dice.
Well, it's also
Saucy
gonna be
little
an
dice
avenue for
goblins.
custom. It's gonna be a way to custom order. So
Yeah.
we're gonna set it up as you can custom order your dice through there. There's
Mhm.
gonna be all the just like videos like that to browse through too for 69 cents a month. You'll be able to access them. And then so if you want to purchase a set of custom dice, we will make you your own dice porn video where you'll get to see the squish and the mold. You'll get to we'll dress her up, fancy
The
for you.
pressure
You'll
pot,
get
yeah.
the pressure pot will get dressed up. You'll get your own little video of your dice being created. We'll name your dice set for you and give her a saucy little backstory, and then your dice will get shipped off to you.
Yep.
You could throw in some of your mead that you've been brewing.
Yeah. If it wasn't illegal to ship,
Yeah.
we absolutely
I know.
That's a whole nother list of licenses that we
Yeah.
can't.
that we're not doing yet.
Yeah, no.
Eventually, maybe, because we do want to have an apiary when we end up out on
Yeah.
our
Oh, because
acreage or
you
whatever.
do have honey mead. I know I've seen you drink that before. Try that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the times that you've seen us drink on there is the only times that we drink. Like that's the most we've drank of anything. Like we made so much mead for Christmas last year for our whole family and friends and everyone that we still
Probably like
bottles.
30 gallons still in this house just sitting.
We have like 5
Oh
gallons
my
just sitting in our
goodness.
closet waiting to be bottled. So
Yeah.
that's why
You'll
when we
get
started
there.
doing dinner and dice, I was like, let's start popping a bottle each time because otherwise we forget we have it and we don't
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is so good.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's a few of them. So we'll be engaging with the community on OF. We'll be
You heard it.
Yes.
You heard it here first on the parking lot. This is very exclusive
Guys,
breaking news.
It really is. We haven't told anyone else about that.
And I was going to
And then
ask
we
before
have,
we.
we
I was
have
going to
some
ask
new
before we
product.
wrap up what else you have. Yeah, show us.
Yeah, we have a lot of new product that we're kind of launching during this Christmas in July. Some of them, some people accidentally saw during our live feed at the RageCon.
Yep.
But this is just kind of a prototype of one of them to show.
Ooh.
That is a 78 millimeter handmade soap that has an entire set. That's an entire set of dice inside of it as well.
Yep.
So if you wash your
Goodness.
behind,
So when you
get a ring.
wash, that's really cool. Like
You
they have those drink bombs that you can put in like hot cocoa and then it melts.
What
You
you're
get
saying
rewarded-
is you
you
have
get
the
rewarded.
triangular D4s in there so that.
And that
Yeah,
one we do not. No, we don't. We swapped it out for the
That could
barrel.
be dangerous in the bath.
Dangerous. Exactly. We took that
A
one out.
little
and swapped it
dangerous.
for a little barrel.
Yeah. And this dye specifically, this smells like campfire.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
cancer.
it
Very
smells
cool.
amazing.
High quality soap. They all
Yep.
smell amazing.
Yep.
We're also going to be doing bath bombs that have like just like smaller, the 55 millimeter chunk that have just D20s or spin downs inside of them.
Yep.
We're thinking about doing like a 3-pack of bath bombs. So when you gift them to someone, only one of them has the D20. So
Right.
you gotta,
Oh.
you'll see which one ends up with the bath
Yep.
bomb. We're also working on candles that have full sets of dice inside of them, and even ones
Yep.
that are in like beer steins and smell like beer, and ones
Mhm.
that are in like coffee cups, like the clear coffee mugs that smell like coffee. So just ways dice are already so giftable for the holiday
Yeah.
season, but we're really trying to gear up in July to make them even more giftable.
Oh yeah.
So that
Yep.
us nerds have even more
Absolutely.
options for.
Yeah. Nerds always
And then
need
another
options
thing
for
that we
gifts.
have that is always good and that we're currently revamping is our dice subscription.
Yeah.
So we have right
So
now the
we're
way it
not
fits, we have a standard 7 set is $50, and you'll just get a mystery set of dice delivered to your door. That will likely stay the same, just the dice are going to change. So when we debut our new masters, which should be very shortly, it'll be a set of that, or it could be a set of the shard style, or it could be a set of the crystal style. You don't know, but you'll just get a happy surprise in your mailbox every month, or it'll be right around the same price, right around $50 a month, and that's with
Yeah.
free shipping and everything else. So,
Yep.
and that's
That's
available
incredible.
on our website.
That's incredible. That's awesome. Well,
Super
thank
fun.
you both so much for taking an hour out of your day and talking to us. It was a blast, and so many good little tips and tricks for all people that are kind of
Mhm.
starting out and making dice. Well, be sure to check out the Nat20 Dicery on Instagram and on YouTube and TikTok, and some other accounts too that are coming in the near future. And make sure you sign up for their mystery dice subscription as well. And before we wrap up, I do have 4 rapid fire questions that I'm going to do as well, if you
Just
guys are
really
down for
quickly
that.
though,
Yeah.
the subscriptions, if people are interested in those are only available on our website, which is
Okay.
nat20dicegoblin.com.
.com.
So if they want the
Perfect.
dice subscription, everything else you could find pretty much anywhere else, but that one you have to go to our actual website.
All right. So go get those subscriptions. 5 or 4 rapid fire questions. So you guys do a lot of vintage sandwiches. What is your favorite vintage sandwich or food?
Potato chips. Potato chips.
I just made him try the other night, and I was like, we should have done this as an episode. I love Braunschweiger, which is like liverwurst, and my
Oh, I
mom
love
got me eating
liverwurst.
it when I was young. So I
Yeah.
made him try it. We happen to have leftover bacon, so we just did mayonnaise and liverwurst and bacon, which was like very rich. So it probably wasn't the
Nope.
best introduction.
Nope.
But Braunschweiger, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise.
I do have to say that
Chef
the
kiss.
Braunschweiger was not nearly as bad as the deviled ham.
Oh yeah, don't do that one. Mm-mm.
Oh no. That was
Yeah,
bad.
but oh, and the fish.
The
It was
sardine.
We did sardine salad or something.
Yeah,
Don't do that
sardine
one.
salad.
We are
thing.
also, though, on that same vein, we are about to start doing a whole nother series because we've gone through most of the vintage sandwiches, and it's gonna be like all the casseroles and the weird like Jello aspics.
I was just saying you should do an
And
aspic.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
aspics could kind of look like dice, right? Clear on the outside with stuff in the
Oh, that's
middle.
true. Yeah, but our subscribers on TikTok, that's the other thing they get, is that if they ask us to try anything on our dinner and dice, as long as we can source it, we will eat it. So for that $2.99 or whatever it is a month, you got a lot of power. So
We have
another
all the
fun
control.
I'm so looking forward to it.
If you had one dice set that you could have for the rest of your life, what do you think it would be? Metal,
I have to
resin.
have like, oh, it would definitely be resin. I have to give the funny answer of that smoking glue guns. And I'm not even
Yeah.
personally friends with her, although I just think she's amazing. I watch all her content. Like
Yeah.
her, you
Oh,
probably know which one.
yeah.
You know which one. You know the one. That set. Just for novelty. And
Just
because
for
I won't
novelty.
copy her novelty,
Right.
like that's kind of her lane.
Right.
I'm not gonna jump in her lane. But otherwise, like I pulled these out just because they're really gorgeous. But I don't know if you
Oh,
see
those
them.
are pretty. Those are like a
They're
pink and
like a
orange, right?
sunset.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
so
beautiful.
probably would be some kind of like a sunset cloud dice like this would be my
Clouds, always
Would be
clouds
my
and
deal.
sunsets.
I told you,
Um,
I have a weakness.
road, I understand. Road trip carpool karaoke. When you guys are taking a road trip, what is your go-to like sing at the top of your lungs song in your car?
I don't know about a song for me, but it would be like any of like the old 90s jams, like, I like Big Butts, like all the silly stuff,
The
any of the stuff
Classic.
that they used to play, like
Um,
Brass
Classic.
Monkey, like
Beastie Boys, absolutely.
exactly, yeah.
the soundtrack to Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
We do that. We'll
We
be
play a lot of
pouring.
show tunes.
We'll be pouring, and then next, it's just randomly it'll be like, hey, play Little Shop of Horrors, and it'll go through the entire soundtrack, and we'll just be sitting there playing and
That,
singing
like,
that
Rocky
Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Sound
all
of
of it.
Music, like all those,
Just
just
90%
random.
of the time what we have.
So I would have to, yeah, definitely. If it's not like a 90s jam or, 90s country, then it's probably
A musical.
tunes.
Or like Adele just for singability, or any of
Oh,
like the old
yeah.
country like Reba
Oh, yeah.
McEntire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't
Classic.
be like belting out like fancy, while you're doing
Yeah.
like 80 miles an hour. Not that I do
Does-
that.
No, of
I'm
course
just
not.
saying.
Of course not. Okay, last rapid fire question from me is sharp edges or rounded? What is your
Sharp.
personal pick? Sharp.
I mean, I have a dice box full of store-bought dice, so they're all rounded, but I am kind of key to the sharp edge
Sharp.
dice.
Yeah. I do. I
We have to say
agree.
sharp because we only make sharp.
Yeah.
Because we want to be differentiated from the kind of
Yeah.
standard generic ones, but also it's much easier to sand and keep
Mm.
flat versus a curved edge.
Yeah.
So that's
it was-
another tip for any
plus-
beginning dice makers.
yeah.
Do sharp edge to start. It's much easier.
Plus rounded
I love
edges.
I love sharp edges. I love them. All right.
Here.
Well, that's true. Super fancy. Well, that wraps up another episode of the Parking Lot Podcast. Quick shout out to our friends at eldridge-foundry.com. You can go create your very own custom color minis that look like your character, designed by you, shipped in full color, coming out soon. You can use code CHEESEBAGS15 to save 15% on your order at eldridge-foundry.com. And also, we have your source for dice. We have your source for your custom minis. But in the month of July, we've hooked up with wizardlytees.com, and they're running a promo for us as well, which is Cheesebag saves you 20% on your order of t-shirts. You can get all of your nerdy TTRPG RPG shirts at wizardlytees.com to unleash your inner wizard. So thank you so much again. Check out Nat20 Dicery on Instagram and on YouTube. I hope all of you come back for another episode of the Parking Lot Podcast. Thank you guys again. We really had a lot of fun talking to you. Have a good rest of your night.
For having us. And also,
Of course.
if they go to Nat20 Dice Goblin and they use Legends of the Tabletop, they're going to get 10% off for forever.
What?
Yep.
Well,
So,
I know what I'll be doing after this wraps up.
Yep.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much.
so-
It was
yeah.
really,
Thank
really
you.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you head over to YouTube to check out more of our content, subscribe, ring the notification button so that you can be the first to know when more episodes like this drop. And we'll see all of you next time on the parking lot. Until then, stay legendary and stay fresh to cheese bags.
Bye.